Hello, my love bugs. Welcome back to Kara's Love Techniques. I am Coach Kara, and we are here with another relationship video. Today, we are talking about bringing up the past. Now, I know many of us are guilty of it, and of course, there are reasons for that. And I kind of wanted to just break that down for you, for those of you who actually, you know, engage in this sort of behavior or your partner. So I kind of want you to better understand why that is so. Why do we bring up the past? Okay, so here's the thing about the past. Depending on what the circumstance was, what the matter, if it was, traumatizing for you, if it was devastating, and that's usually the case. And because of that, that whole emotional and mental anguish that you encountered, you now have PTSD from that. Mainly not because of what actually happened, not the whole incident of itself, but because you may be experiencing some level or amount of self-guilt. That guilt comes from knowing you should have left the situation, knowing you should not be, still involved with this individual. And you may be kicking yourself for that, and you may be angry with yourself because you chose to stay in the situation. And now that you're in it, well, now you realize, there's minimal trust. The trust has long faded, and it's going to take some time to build. But the concern is can it build, and how long will it take for us to get back to where we were? You may find yourself walking on eggshells because you don't know if whatever occurred is going to happen again, and that's the biggest fear. And because of that, with that anguish and that guilt that we have and the uncertainty of everything, it keeps you on edge. For the most part, the main reason is because whatever happened is not completely resolved. It isn't resolved because you have not come to that place of comfort. You're not in that space of peace to where you can actually feel, safe, that your person has learned his or her lesson. It was a one-time ordeal, and I think we're good. You don't feel that, and that's a problem. And because you do not feel that, it puts you into a heightened sense or space of awareness. You're on high alert emotionally and mentally. So anything that happens, no matter how minute it is, you're onto it. For instance, say your person stole a large sum of money from your account, for your savings or whatever, it was yours and it was taken, and it caused a big fight with you two, and now your trust is like, it's wavering. So just say one night, and I know I have the most poor analogies, but I'll try to make this one work for you. You're smart, you'll get the gist of it. But just say you two are having your little date night, you're watching a movie, you made some popcorn, you have a full bowl of popcorn. You go into the kitchen or to the bedroom, you come back, and you notice 3 of those pieces have been missing. Did you take some of my popcorn? Yeah, I only grabbed 3, but you didn't ask. And see, that's the problem, and you never ask. And that's why we're in this, and here we go, going back to the past. Something that small can trigger a past moment that is completely unresolved. And it's because you're trying to make certain that something small like that doesn't grow into something bigger once again. Now you're aware Now you're alert. And I always say, you guys, you always have to listen to that inner voice when something feels off. Don't ignore it. Don't just say, oh, maybe, he or she is booty. No, be on to it. It means something. It's your instincts. But see, now you're in that headspace. It puts your person in this mode of being, on guard as well. Like, okay, now I have to watch what I do, watch what I say, make sure I ask. I don't want to trigger he or she anymore. Now everyone's walking on eggshells because this issue is so unresolved. The way of thinking is going to really impact how the relationship progresses. So if you are thinking that your person is always up to something, or something is not right, that you always have to be on his or her, heels, it's all in your mind, that's going to have to change. Thinking the worst is it's not counterproductive or conducive to being in a healthy relationship. So you're going to have to accept the fact, and yes, the responsibility of remaining in a relationship that has wreaked some sort of havoc. You're going to have to deal with that. You're going to have to accept it. Forgive that person and try to move on. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself in a sunken place eventually, in like the worst place. But the only way to do that, especially if you've been in a long-term relationship and your person's always bringing up the past, you guys need to sit and talk to someone. And if you have, a few times only to get the same outcome, well, you should probably think otherwise. Yeah, but until both of you have a sense of peace and you're at a more comfortable space, then that's when you'll be able to grow and move forward. But if one of you is always on pause, or anxious because of the unknown, well, you're never going to progress. Your relationship will always be where it is, in that stalemate position. Yeah. So you're going to have to learn to be able to talk through this issue so that you don't have the PTSD that comes along with it. You want to move forward, move past it. Otherwise, you guys will be haunted by not only one circumstance that occurred, but there will be others. You see what I'm saying? So it's like creating a domino effect. You're going to have to resolution. Yes, without the resolution, there will always be bringing up the past. No bueno. Okay, so I wanted to share that with you guys so you just have a little better understanding of how this persists and continues. Ultimately you will have to seek counsel. You're going to have to sit and talk to someone. It doesn't necessarily have to be me, but anyone, if you want to see progression in your relationship. Okay, well, hopefully this has been insightful for someone. I thank you so much for joining me. If you need to actually reach out to me for consultation, all of my information will be linked down below. But that is all for now, my loves. Until next time.